killed!
Okay. Tal Magker. Seems like no one gives a fuck that someone's been killed, but I have a doctor on me, so.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
You alright?
No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Just take the shower, my dude. Why are you contemplating it?
Murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
Not much I can do for this guy.
Yeah, dude's already dead, but we can have a look around. Take his stuff. He's not gonna need it. There were bits in there, so they didn't take all of his bits. Didn't touch his bits. Don't touch a man's bits. It's another bit cartridge. Okay, got a note. Tossball betting slip. The betting slip lists some increasingly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from Left Field Tossball Betting. And that starts the quest, The Stainless Steel Rat. A man's been killed in a Stellar Bay apartment. It falls on to you to figure out what happened to him. Why? I don't live here. Search the apartment for clues. It's odd that we don't get this until we find the betting slip. It's not clear what happened to the victim, but something in the apartment might point you in the right direction. You found a betting slip. Okay. Hastily packed suitcase. Several ragged outfits, all of the same cut and color, were stuffed into the suitcase. I love that it has to point that out because NPCs just wear the same outfits. They don't actually change. So, they're all of the same cut and color. I have to interrogate Left Field Tossball Betting. So I did bring my doctor with me. Should I swap her out for Vic or Max? Because this involves tossball. That's why I have Felix. You know what? We'll go grab Max. Get outside before the loading's done. Well, the texture loading. Nell.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for Rap Musk.
Left Field Tossball Betting. Neither of you have anything to say about entering a tossball bar?
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths.
Can lie. I play for Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Don't you recognize me?
The Darlings? Seriously? I mean, yeah, you're looking at the Darlings' newest recruit. Boss is a shoo-in for Rookie of the Quarter.
I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch?
This is part of a goodwill tour of Halcyon. We're meeting our fans across the colony.
Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
Again, I never bring Felix, so I don't get any of his like dialogue. So I'm gonna listen to this.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
Oh, come on. Come on. Well, you said you're having trouble receiving the tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
All right, well, I found this betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
Oh, what does his teeth have to do with anything?
They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team, started owing the wrong people money.
Who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do. Here to catch a game? I'm afraid the transmission's still pretty bad. What can I do for you?
And again, you're a bar, but I can't use you as a shop. Vicar, you had nothing to say. This has to do with tossball, bro. So then I should just get someone who might have some dialogue. I don't know who all has interactions during quests. I try to gauge it, because when I first played through it, I used the same people pretty much the entire time. Mainly Parvati, and then switching out for someone else that might fit. So I'm trying to mix it up and pick people who might have dialogue for the occasions. And I got it right when I chose Felix. And I believe Nyoka does for this quest as well, because I think I used her before. I don't know. I feel like every character should have dialogue. There's only 6. Okay, we need to go behind the bar.
You know, Nyoka, between you and me, we know all there is to know about Monarch.
What makes you say that?
Well, you got your life experience as a hunter, and I've memorized every episode of Terror on Monarch.
Oh, Terror on Monarch's a riot. It's all made up, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, right. Next, you're gonna tell me Halcyon and Helen weren't based on a real person.
I won't tell you that, no. You seem happier in your ignorance.
He is. Thug. 2 sublight thugs and a
Who the
Bertha.
fuck are you? This ain't your alley. I don't have time for this.
Wow, he looks so thuggish.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
Oh, not Bertha. Berta. I know you murdered Isaac.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
I mean, one, you just immediately... you just outed yourself. Intimidate 55. I'm making it my business.
Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly?
Intimidate 35. So it could kill them. They did murder someone. But also, if I kick them out into the outskirts, they'll probably get killed anyways. And then it's not on me. Intimidate 35. You've bullied people long enough. If you know what's good for you, you'll clear out and never come back.
Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
And they had nothing to say about that?
I don't have time for this.
Carry on.
Okay. I haven't talked to Sanjay yet, so I'm gonna skip through all of his dialogue. Because
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, see, how?
No, just get to the important stuff.
Well, I see you've had a sobering effect on our friend Nyoka.
Sir, please stop.
Forgive me, Celia. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
It was Elijah and his hooligan friends. I ran them out of town.
I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town.
I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them. Eventually.
Of course you would have.
Of course I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated.
Please consider this payment for your services.
Right. That ended off that quest, I believe. Yep.